welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy Mystic Quest with me, jrpg. And in the last episode, the Great Tree gave us a little bit of a ride over this way towards the town of Windia. And if you're guessing they might be having some problems with the Wind Crystal, you would be correct. So let's get in there and see what's going on. And one thing I want to point out immediately is how they kind of went off with the wind sound effect in here. Like, it sounds really good and kind of shockingly realistic for a Super Nintendo game. But anyway, let's talk to everyone. Where's Norma? Have you seen her? I have no idea who that even is, so no, I have not. Let's pop in here. Just some books over here, but there is a strange-looking professor, and we probably want to talk to him. Excuse me, are you Otto? Later. Huh? And he says, my daughter Norma went to the Tower up north using my Rainbow Road. But the powerful wind from Mount Gale broke the road-making machine. Norma's stuck there until the winds die down. And Kaylee says, jrpg, let's keep on going. The Crystal of Wind might be in that mountain. And I think that's a great idea, Kaylee. Promise me you'll stop that wind. You know what? You got it. I can definitely do that. Let's check out upstairs. He's got all his strange machinery up here. One heal potion for us. We are actually pretty full up on that. Let's check that out. Yeah, 86 cures, 99 heals. Alright, well now we've got some direction, but let's keep exploring the town. Because there is something I want to check out right over here. What the? A chocobo! And that's it. That's the whole reason this even exists. People have, chocobo weather vanes. And here's the inn. We don't really want anything in here, I don't think. Yeah, no cure potions for us, and we don't need to stay, although I guess we might as well. Let's just do it. We could use a little bit of HP, right? Can't carry any more heal potions. Some refreshers, though. Why don't we just burn a heal potion? Just to have opened the treasure box. It makes me feel better about myself as a person. Alright, and what about over here? Now this is going to be really exciting. How about buying my Cupid locket for 300 gil? Yes please. And let me explain why. I hope you're happy with the Cupid locket. Believe me, I will be. Check this thing out. Guess what? We finally resist confuse. I'm so happy. Not getting confused anymore is going to be such a huge, huge quality of life improvement. How about some explosives? No, thank you. We are doing just fine on that. Now, there are a couple more buildings in here. This kid says, just can't go out and play in this wind. I love climbing up on the roof, but in this wind, no way. Yeah, I mean, safety first, but to me, it's a big problem that the kids can't go outside and play. Now, down here is another one of these teleporter tiles. We can't use that just yet, but we will be able to soon. But I would like to solve this wind issue so the kids can go out and enjoy their lives. That's what being a kid is all about. If only the wind would stop, then I could gather seeds again. And she does mean the seeds that recover all of our spell charges, so we're going to want to stop the wind really, really badly. Mobius Crest is buried in Spencer's place. That's good to know because I do want that Mobius Crest. And he says if we had it, we could reach the ship dock from here. That's interesting. We're getting ever closer to that ship that we first saw way back at the beginning of the game. Another Mobius Crest down here. Man, they are just loading me up with heal potions. And we're going to want to get to Spencer's place to get that Mobius Crest. It's all going to make sense soon, I promise. Now, there's a couple of things we can do over here, but they don't really do anything. But that is kind of a cool view. I love the way it just creeps into view there. It's not anything graphically amazing, but it is a cool effect nonetheless. I like it. Otto built the tower up north, but Pazuzu invaded it. Now, we're going to talk about Pazuzu maybe more in-depth than you, the listener, would like, but I'm going to do it anyway because I was curious about what Pazuzu is all about because I've heard that name referenced before in other things that I like. Let's check out the Windhole Temple. Not much to speak of in here, but it is pretty cool nevertheless. And more heal potions. Maybe I should sit down and, like, get myself down to 50, but I'm just not gonna do that. If we come up here, there's nothing else going on in here. Kind of a weird spot, to be honest. So why don't we get out of here? And let's head into Mount Gale and see if we can't do something about this wind situation. Now, this place is surprisingly confusing, I would say. But thankfully, there are not very many monsters in here, so let's get right to it. First place we're going to go is right up this way for a brown treasure box. And this is our first vampire tile. And we're just going to go ahead and use arrow on them, I think. You can kind of use arrow on everything that you see as long as you're with Kaylee. It's kind of unbelievable, actually. And once again, I can't carry any more heal potions. But I'm going to keep wasting them and opening these treasure boxes because it's just what I gotta do. Now we're going to come all the way over this way, and this is what I mean is that the environment is just large enough where it feels confusing. Why don't we just do like a meteor, I guess? See if we can't take him out with some spells. Meteor sure is sweet. Oh, that wasn't quite enough. Darn it. This is gonna get dragged out a little bit then, but that's okay. Honestly, more time spent enjoying this sweet, sweet battle theme, I'm totally fine with. Get him, Kaylee. And then right up this way will be our first skeleton. Let's get him. And I think we're just going to cast arrow again. The skeletons are weak to arrow, but as you saw in the last fight, the water hags are not. And we'll just come after him with our axes. Like the maniacs we are. Now, this little spot up here, embarrassingly confuses me quite a bit. You come here and you're like, oh, I can't reach that. I must just have to go back and find a different way around. It's one way, right? But actually, you can just jump over it. Real head scratcher, that one. All right, let's make a quick U-turn up this way, because there's a brown treasure box I want to pick up right up here. And what do we get? But some refreshers. Still working on 99 of those, but we're pretty close on everything else, particularly heal potions. But what I was saying earlier is this place is just so maze-like and so lengthy that it can be very confusing. And if we come up this way, there's yet another one of these kind of broken down bridges. And we're going to want to go to the top part first, because there is a fairly exciting piece of gear this way. And that is the Apollo helmet. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't grant us any new resistance. We already resisted fire, but it does give us 6 more defense, which couldn't hurt. And we're getting pretty close to finishing everything up. We only have a piece of armor and a shield left to find, and those are coming up a little bit later. On the spell front, we only have 1 more spell to find. Oops, and on the weapons front, only 1 more weapon to find, and it's our final sword. And I wonder if you can't guess which sword that's gonna be. Now, in order to get back, we gotta jump over this and kind of go all the way around again. Let's take on these vampires. And we're already at the top. And let's go ahead and get topped up here. And you know what? I think I'm just going to use a couple of seeds, just because why not? Let's get in there. So you're the one who's draining the Crystal of Wind's power. Nah, it's Pazuzu. But you'll never meet him. And this is Dullahan. And I can't help but wonder if it's not supposed to be Durahan. That's a name of a monster that I've encountered before in other games, but who knows? Either way, we're going to begin the fight with a couple of arrow attacks to take out the vampires. And Dullahan does not have any particular weaknesses, so we're just going to use our most powerful wizard magic. And I think we're just going to attack with Gale. Yeah, that deals 1,800 damage. Wow. And that's an instant death spell, so why don't we go ahead and cast Life? Wow, 700 damage? Okay, this guy's not joking around. I'm gonna have Gale throw a Life on herself, because we actually have a fight on our hands at this point. Sleep is fine, because you're still alive. Ooh, a crit? Way to go, Gale. Fortunately, that missed me somehow. And I'm back up. My life total is 911. I wonder if that's a, a bad omen. Alright, the horse has got his head down. Let's go ahead and throw down a life spell. That's a head boomerang. Let's just go life on Gale, make sure she's topped up so she can fix me up if I get instant death again. Yep, that makes a lot of sense. I'm glad we restored all our spell charges because we seem to be needing them. Alright, that missed. That's very nice. I get to actually attack them. I will say this, you'll probably notice that Meteor looks a little bit weird. Oh, and there's his final form, which kind of spooks me a little bit. You're like, whoa, he's right in my face now. But yeah, I don't really know what's going on with my Meteor spell. It's usually more spaced out, but it seems to be kind of permanently locked into, like, one vector. But we got there anyway. All right, Dullahan is defeated. And that's going to actually solve the wind problem, which is kind of strange to me. But there's nothing to do but walk out of here, so I'll see you outside. All right, let's go see what changed in town. Now the kids can go outside and play. How very exciting. Where's Norma? Have you seen her? Still no. But at least I know who she is now. Yep, I am still insanely happy with the Cupid Locket. You have no idea how happy you've made me. Yep, nothing new in here. Okay. But with the wind calm down, we should be able to get some more seeds. Why don't we go swing by the professor's place? And he says the wind has suddenly stopped. I'll try to make the Rainbow Road. It worked. I mean, that's great. Great news. Otto, we're going to save Norma and the crystal. And he says, wait. In the tower, you'll see switches on even-numbered floors. Click the switches with your axe. Then the elevator won't go past that floor. And, so that might not sound complicated to you, but believe me, Pazuzu's tower is actually insane. We'll talk about that a little bit more when we get there. Oh yeah, there's going to be nothing new in here. I do want to go talk to the seed lady, though, but why don't we swing up on the roof and see what that kid playing up there has to say? I'm glad to see him endangering himself in the name of fun again. You can see forever. I bet you can. I noticed quite the view at the top of town, in fact. Oh, whoops, we already came in here. Okay. It's great when the wind calms like this. It sure is. You know who did that? Yours truly. We don't need to come in here yet, but let's go up all the way to the top. How about some seeds? Oh, yeah. I will take 68 of them. 68 of your finest seeds, please. And we will never need another item again, pretty much. Mobius Crest is buried in Spencer's place. Yep, we already know that. Okay. So not too much new is going on. But the main thing is that the Rainbow Road is back. Okay, cool. So, Pazuzu's Tower has a dungeon design that maybe I shouldn't say I don't like it. We can take the exit from the Rainbow Road up there now, which is really cool. I shouldn't say I don't like it, but I find elevator dungeons really, really confusing. But let's get into it. So the first thing you'll notice is that there's a little girl over here. Let's go talk to her. Are you Norma? I was so afraid no one would find me, but now I can go home. Your dad's waiting for you. And she's gonna take off, and that's great. We already rescued her. Imagine that. But what I was gonna say is there are just an incredible number of monsters in here, so let's get through them. Fortunately, these are gonna be weak to arrow. So we'll just take them out that way. And you can see to my left all kinds of crazy stuff going on. But let's keep taking out these bird enemies. And how about these eyes? It's our first eye one, so we can leave this in. These are weak to explosions, so we're going to use our bombs. And I think just some regular attacks should clean them up pretty nicely. They do have a self-destruct attack that's fairly annoying, and so is blind. Fortunately, even if it was on me, I wouldn't be able to miss the explosions. You know what? Let's just use these heal potions. We have too many. All right, if we head straight up, look at this. It's the final boss. Do we just take him on right here? Pazuzu says, I was waiting for you, little beasts. And he disappears. And some question marks appear over my head, so let me explain what's going on. He can travel through different levels of the tower by using this elevator. And every floor of the tower, other than the, side rooms that lead us to different floors, are going to be like these circular maps that all kind of look the same. And it is very, very confusing and difficult to navigate. Let's take out these birds really quick, though. All right, so we're going to want to chase him down through the elevators, but these kinds of dungeons, man, I find them so confusing. All right, let's get rid of that blind. And I guess we might as well use some cure potions. I just kind of want to get my item count lower so that I can open brown treasure boxes when we find them. So this is the second room type, and it's going to be a long stairwell. All right, let's get rid of that blind and keep going. And where do we end up? But yet another circular room. So we're going to take the long way around first. Let's skip that guy for now. And this is our first Sphinx enemy, Manticors. And we're just going to cast Wind on them, because everything in here is pretty much weak to wind. That was a little bit of a waste, but that'll be alright. We have 99 seeds, right? I can just do whatever I want. We'll finish him up with a combo of attacks. Maybe just one. That'll work. And right over here is going to be our first Chimera tile, so we can leave this one in too. And we're just going to kill this with a combination of attacks, I think. I was a little worried that might kill her, honestly. Alright, why don't we go ahead and top up? Obviously, through that door, you can see there's just a million enemies, so... let's get to it. And some explosives right on time. Let's go ahead and top up a little bit here. And take all these guys out. And 2 more explosives, why not? Now we gotta loop all the way back around, but like, you can see the branching pathways, so you'll have to come back to this floor, but like, from there, it's kind of insane, to be honest. Alright, why don't we get topped up? And through here, we'll find another really tall stairwell. Let's get unblinded, shall we? And one more time, let's get unblinded. This is probably why they load you up with all those heal potions, to be honest. Alright, and where do we come out but another same-looking room? Now this one's a little tricky, but you can see the door right below me, so we want to go through there, and we'll save this stairwell for a little later. This is our first Dillahan-looking tile, but same as always. This is a Thanatos instead, and it's much, much weaker. But it does still have that scary final, final sprite. Ooh, our first wizard tile, let's go. These guys count as flyers, so they are weak to, you guessed it, arrow. Alright, goodbye. They don't even get an attack. Fortunately, sorcerers in this game are not nearly as threatening as sorcerers in the original Final Fantasy. Those can just TPK you. And now up here would be another spot that Pazuzu could appear if you're kind of chasing him around the tower. That's kind of the idea behind this place. But we're gonna get to do the final boss encounter a little early. I have to admit, those Manticors are pretty tough. There we go. All right. And at the top of these stairs is the very top of the tower. We are on the 7th floor. All right, I think it's about time to spend some of our seeds. We are pretty close to out of magic, having to use arrow on just about every enemy in here. Let's loop around and grab this one. I'm actually glad to be chewing through these heal potions as fast as we are. All right, let's hookshot over here. All right, let's get unblinded and keep going. I wonder, yeah, you can't get a glimpse of it, but the final chest is going to be up that way, but we can't get to it just yet. We will be coming back here, though. All right, let's come down this way and pick up this guy quick. And we managed to level up on that one, which is just perfect. All right, let's head down these stairs. Ooh, we do get a look at the chest. Look at that. We'll be back for it later. This is what I mean, though. There's just monsters everywhere in here. All right, let's get unblinded as usual, and I feel like we can chill out on the cure potions. Not that it matters particularly, but 58 is a number I'm comfortable with. All right, this is going to be our first Naga tile, and they have nice purple polka-dotted tails. And it's escaping me right now what they're weak to. But I think we'll just go ahead and guess that it's going to be arrow. And they are, of course, weak to wind like everything else in here. It kind of makes sense. It's a big, tall, you know, windy tower. But we're going to skip the upper part for now and come this way. Because I want that treasure box over there. Let's go get it. And what do we get? The Flare spell. That's our final piece of wizard magic and the final spell in the game. We have a full spell book. How exciting. All right, let's go back a little bit. I want to go through here for sure. And if we come up this way, this is one of the switches that the old man was talking about. These restrict Pazuzu's movement, so he won't be able to move beyond this floor. And I have had him actually appear right here. So you can just do the final boss fight immediately, but he's not here today. So I said earlier we'd be able to do it a little bit early, but not today. So we can kind of choose any way we want to go, and I think we're going to go around this way. And honestly, I'm fine with him not having appeared just yet. Because it's a weird feeling when you do the boss fight immediately. Alright, let's go ahead and life up Kaylee. Might as well top myself up too. Now let's pop over to the right. But what I was gonna say is that it's a weird feeling to have defeated the boss, but then still just be wandering around this maze. You're like, can't I just leave? But you can't, because there are some very exciting treasures in here that you do not want to miss. At least I know I don't. Ooh, there he is. All right. And this is our first gargoyle tile, so why don't we go ahead and leave this in. But just like everything else, you just cast arrow. These guys actually have quite a bit of HP, though. Like, 725 not taking them out is kind of crazy. But down they go. No more pink gargoyles. And you'll notice this heavily defended chest over here. We're going to go get that right now. All right, let's start working through it. Let's go ahead and top up. There we go. And what do we get but the Excalibur? Did you guess it? I bet you did. Now, we finally have, our sword is finally the best weapon we have. It's got an attack power of 220, although not much is actually weak to sword attacks, so oftentimes you'll still end up using other things, but it just feels good to have finally my sword be my best weapon, and it looks cool. All right, finally through all that. Jeez. Now let's head up this way. I'm not going to go this way just yet, because I want to grab this switch over here. Because if we flip that, I'm pretty sure he's going to be stuck there, although I'm not 100% sure of that. Ooh, and we leveled up just in time. Let's open these treasure boxes, and let's get ready, just in case this is actually the boss encounter. All right, I think we're ready. Let's talk to him. Haha, you can't catch me. Nope, he's gone. So we're going to have to keep pursuing him, and that's okay. Where I want to go first, I think, is right over here. Gonna take another one of these long stairwells. But man, this is what I'm telling you. Like, do you have any idea where we are? Fortunately, I do kind of know where we are, more or less. Let's get this guy. And before we go too much further, let's pop down here. There's a quick treasure room I want to raid. Although it's just brown chest, so nothing exciting. But fortunately, we've got room for all those heal potions now. And speaking of which, let's unblind Kaylee. I'm going to need her help to navigate this place. I don't want her to be blind the whole time. And you know what? Let's bomb this, but I think I want to keep going this way for now. All right, why don't we get topped up? keep on going. And while we're working through this, I did say that we were going to talk about Pazuzu, because I've heard that name before. If you're anything like me, you remember it from it being Professor Farnsworth's pet in Futurama. Let's get topped up. There's a switch over here we want to get. All right, let's go ahead and flip the switch. That will once again restrict his movement, and I forgot to show you, but this stairwell down just takes us to this little platform we saw right at the beginning of the dungeon. Anyway. You know what? Why don't we take the stairs up quick? And go ahead and take out these eyes. Now, we could go across here, but I don't really want to do that just yet. I won't be able to get back. So we can pop over this way first. Get this brown chest. And let's go this way this time. We haven't taken these stairs yet. But what I was gonna say is, that got me to thinking about Pazuzu. Who actually is Pazuzu? Where does that reference come from? And Pazuzu is a Neo-Babylonian or Neo-Assyrian demon of wind, which makes a lot of sense for him to be guarding the wind crystal, right? And this is a way we haven't gone yet. Oh, but I can't get back that way. Oh no, we've made a tactical mistake. Well, that's okay. I do have a lot to say about Pazuzu anyway. So, Neo-Babylonian, Neo-Assyrian wind demon. King of the wind demons, in fact. And something interesting that I learned about him, or rather, maybe I knew it already, is that Pazuzu is actually the demon who possesses the girl in the movie The Exorcist. Whoops, don't want to go that way. And so I just think it's really cool what a disparate range of influences these fantasy games have. I mean, in just kind of looking up some information about it, I got myself like a little history lesson, which is kind of cool. So we found him, but we gotta figure out how to get back here. And I think what I want to go do is take out this Lamia that was bugging me a moment ago. So from here, I need to get back to the top floor. Take this all the way around again. We can still leave that guy alone for now. I told you this was confusing, though. We gotta take this all the way down, and then we should be able to get to him. I hope. Playtime's over. Prepare to meet your doom, and you can forget about Captain Mac. Let's go. Pazuzu knows who Captain Mac is? That's crazy. Now, he is weak to wind, so we could just use wind, but flare is much, much stronger, so we're just going to use that until we run out. I should have probably topped up with seeds, but we'll be just fine. We can deal him lots and lots of damage per round. Wow, that was a lot of damage. All right, let's cast a flare and cast a life spell. Now, what I wanted to talk about with Pazuzu, or at least one more fun Pazuzu fact for you, is that despite the fact that he's the king of wind demons, people wore medallions and charms with his likeness on it all the time, because it's not so simple as just good versus evil. Even though he's a demon in the ancient Assyrian and Babylonian religions, he also was a ward for other things that were worse, I guess. And that makes him really cool to me. Yep, flare again, and then let's do an arrow. 2,000 damage. That spell is sweet. I mean, flare is always good in Final Fantasy, and this game is no exception. However, the life spell in this game is completely insane. Okay, so this is his Psych Shield move, and what we're going to want to do is not hit him with spells right now. I think we can take this opportunity to attack. I'm gonna go ahead and heal up anyway, though. But if we were to hit him with a spell, we wouldn't really like what happened. There, and down it goes, so now we can start spellcasting again. And I don't know if it's trying to reference this, but it does remind me of the tutorial fights from Final Fantasy 4, 6, and even 7. Yep, let's get our handy-dandy flare spell out, and do I have any more arrow? I don't. I think I'm just going to use a seed. And down goes Kaylee, but I've got a life spell to fix that right up. And we should be in pretty good shape. The Psych Shield does draw this fight out a little bit, which I think is pretty cool. It's a very... Well, maybe very good isn't what I want to say. It's definitely a good boss fight, though. You definitely feel accomplished when you finally catch him. I'm going to cast Flare and have Kaylee just cast Life on herself, because Flare is the thing we want to have going. Although, is the Psych Shield up? It might be. Actually, okay. Let's just attack. Okay, down it goes. And he is getting increasingly evil. He does look like the King of the Wind Demons. This is a very nice depiction of him, I think. Let's cast Wind. We got it back. This is going to be a damaging round. Yep, I also have Arrow Pazuzu. Yep, and just keep casting our full heals and our powerful spells. Fantastic. That was no trouble at all, and down he goes. That allows us to hop in the elevator, and it will take us to that place on the top floor that we couldn't access earlier. And of course, we also managed to get the Wind Crystal. Sweet. We're making some really good progress on this game. I'm proud. And what do we get but the Sky Coin, which will open the final door in the Focus Tower. All right, and that is the final monster dead. Let's get out of here. And I never have to go back there again, and I couldn't be happier about that. Let's pop back to Windia now that we've got the Wind Crystal. And the old man is going to have some interesting things to say to us. Look, his daughter's home. Let's talk to her. Thank you, she says. You're welcome. I'm glad you're safe. We still have Captain Mac to worry about. Spencer said you'd help. And look who it is! It's Ruben! Ruben, are you okay? Yeah, and guess what I found when I fell? A stairway to the top of the Focus Tower. Stairway? And the old man says, I've got it. If we are to refill the dry lake, we can save Captain Mac. And I ask, how? How indeed? Go to Spencer's tunnel. Set a bomb there, and the water from the upper lake will spill into the dry lake. But Spencer's tunnel is caved in due to some, boneheaded decisions on Phoebe's part. There is one way. If you power the Rainbow Road machine with Thunder Rock, you can reach Spencer's place. And Ruben says Dad will know about this. And I ask Kaylee, would you take care of Norma? Ruben and I know the Focus Tower well, so we'll be back from Fireburg in no time. Now, I find that a little bit confusing because I'm fairly sure... Well, maybe I haven't actually been through the Focus Tower with Kaylee, but Kaylee must have traveled through it to go anywhere other than Foresta, right? Anyway, she says, of course. And just like that, Ruben joins. And the old man says, Ruben, keep your eyes on the rope bridge and say hello to Arian. Yeah, watch your step, buddy. But Ruben's back, and now we gotta run back to Fireburg to talk to his dad. So let's go ahead and do that. And I find this part very funny, by the way. So you're at the giant tree, and the giant tree moved from the upper right to here to, like, allow us passage, but once you're on your way back, you can just walk. It literally just takes a second. All right. So we're on our way to Fireburg, which means we're gonna need to take the river coin door. And head on this way. Oh man, I'm so glad to be done with Pazuzu's Tower, I gotta tell you. Alright, and it's so nice that there aren't earthquakes here. I get so used to looking at this screen and having there be an earthquake every time I step anywhere. You know what? Let's go visit that dude that was with Ruben's dad. See what he has to say. Be careful when you use a mega grenade. Still giving me the same advice. Okay. See you later, buddy. Sorry for breaking into your house, but you know, it had to be done. Arian, have you ever heard of Thunder Rock? And he says, of course. Wait a second. He just happens to have it, and he says, here, take it. And there we go. We've got the Thunder Rock. Now it's time to go all the way back. And I don't think I'm going to show that again, so I will see you there. Okay, so here we are back at Windia. Let's hand over that Thunder Rock. Actually, though, let's talk to Kaylee really quick. She says, please help my dad. I would be glad to, Kaylee. You've been such an excellent partner. I particularly enjoy your axe. Found some Thunder Rock, huh? That's all he's got to say, not a thank you. Power up completed. Now you can go to Spencer's place. And that's right, there's going to be yet more Rainbow Road to travel over. And as you can see, it goes right up this way. But I think right now is a good time to call it an episode, so I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next Final Fantasy Friday.